when we decided we were going to do this turkey talking project, I spent probably a month or so kind of thinking about what story that I wanted to tell. And through the process of that, there were so many memories came flooding back of the turkey hunts and the turkeys missed and the turkeys killed. And what stuck out to me the most was the camaraderie of turkey hunting in particular. You think about deer hunting, it's more solitary. You go sit in a tree stand by yourself most of the time. But turkey hunting almost is like a team sport. And one of the things I've always valued about turkey hunting is the people that I get to share those memories with. And the story that sticks out in my mind the most is a story that I didn't even kill a turkey. My dad had a special buddy, almost like another family member, that hunted with us a lot, and he was a supreme turkey hunter. His name was Gary Maggard. He's no longer with us, unfortunately, but the memories that we made with him, they last. And this particular day, we went on. It was kind of adjacent to the lease we had for a long time there at home, and the neighbor owned a big tract of property, and he allowed us to hunt. And that place, it was just loaded with turkeys. And any day you went in there, you could hear anywhere between 10 and 25 turkeys gobbling any day. So this day, we get in there, and we're there probably 30 minutes before daylight, and we had a spot that we always went to and listened. And funny enough, Gary had actually killed a giant rattlesnake not 15 or 20 yards from that spot just a week or so prior to that. But it was such a good spot, we just kept going back. And so anyhow, we get to the spot that morning, and there were probably somewhere between 10 and 15 birds fired off. And we picked out the one that we thought, was the easiest to work, or the closest probably, and went after him. Well, when he flew off the roost, he was gobbling to us, but he was kind of going away, and so we thought he may be with hens. But we knew that about 9 or 9:30 that he would break away from those hens and come work on a call with us. And so we kind of just tailed him, for the next 3 hours or so, 3.5 hours maybe. And he eventually crossed a holler that was like a pasture field, and kind of got on the other side of it. And we had to let him get out ahead of us quite a ways so that we could cross and make a move on him. And during that time, he split away from those hens and became much more receptive to our calling. And we got almost all the way across the field, and there was like a gully that was wooded, and he was on the other side, and we were on our side, and there was a berm there. And so as aggressively as he was calling, we thought that he would probably come across that gully to us. And I was probably 13 or 14 at this time, and so I didn't know. I hadn't hunted enough to know the behavior necessarily of a turkey. And looking back now, had I been faced with that same situation on my own, I would have thought there was no way that turkey would come across through there. But Gary was pretty sure that he would. And so we set up on the back side of this berm, and we're hid pretty good to our front, but behind us, we're pretty exposed. And but there hadn't been any birds gobbling back there. So we're working on this bird, and he's over. We could see him in the field strutting probably 75 or 100 yards away, and he's just strutting back and forth, and he won't hardly break out of that strut. And so we're sitting there, and I'm kind of in the middle of Dad and Gary, and Dad had rolled over on his back, and Gary was primarily doing the calling, and Dad had rolled over on his back and actually fell asleep. And those of you that know him know that he can fall asleep on a hot rock, but he actually had fell asleep, and as this bird was strutting back and forth in front of us, another bird fired off out to our right, and it was coming around an old road. And so Dad was kind of on that side and was going to have to shoot it. Well, we had to wake him up to get him ready to shoot. And by the time he woke up and got kind of ready, the bird was there. And he was, if I'm not mistaken, he was carrying. We have a Tikka that's it's a 222 over a 12 gauge, and it kicks like a mule. It really it hurts to shoot it, but it's good on days that you're hunting around the field, because you can swap over and shoot that rifle if you need to, which I don't prefer to do, but sometimes you have to, And so anyway, so Dad kind of gets woke up and just leans up enough to get the gun shouldered, kind of, and that turkey comes around through there, and he smoked it, And so we're all kind of celebrating, and the bird that we've been calling to all morning, he took off, and we're kind of celebrating or whatever, and we go over and get the bird and stuff, and Dad starts complaining about his arm, and we unbutton his shirt a little bit and look, and he's already bruising 10 minutes after the shot. And we're all, like I said, we're all tickled to death, but he hurt maybe 3 or 4 days after that bird. And I don't remember how big the bird was, whether he, I don't know if he had a 10-inch beard or a 6-inch beard, whether he had, big old long hook spurs or little blunt spurs. But I remember vividly laying there on that berm and him kind of rolling over and shooting that turkey. And for whatever reason, that one stuck out to me. And like I said, I've got hundreds of turkey hunting stories that I could tell, but that one, it held some importance, because to my recollection, I think that's the last turkey that we killed with Gary, or at least that Dad and I were together with Gary. And like I said, he was a special turkey hunter, and he was a special guy. And I'll always value those things about turkey hunting. Now I'm hunting with a totally different group of people other than Dad. Like I said, Gary's gone on, and but we still have those, that camaraderie and those friendships that we may not even have unless we shared that brotherhood of turkey hunting. And that to me, that's the most important thing that I get from turkey hunting, is going out with Zach and with Cody and with Dad and Tyler, and just the people that you can really go enjoy time with. And that'll always be important to me, whether I ever kill another bird again. Hunting with those people and sharing those memories will always hold a lot of importance to me. My name's Will Hamilton. I'm a turkey hunter. I'm an outdoorsman. And this is my turkey tale.